It's later. The drinks Rufus gives me have gone to my head. I'm in a dark corner in the party talking to Rufus. I don't know how the conversation started, but he's holding my hands. His hands are warm, almost hot, a little damp. And he's speaking softly but intensely. He has pretty eyes. He doesn't like when I say he has pretty eyes. Sounds too girly, but they're pretty. He's looking at me. He asked me a question. What was it? Oh! I love him, right? I trust him, right? I'm ready to prove it to him. Tonight. He looks at me, almost scared. You're the most important thing in my life, Rufus. You know that, baby. You are my life. And he smiles like he used to. It moves into those pretty eyes. That smile. We're walking down the hall to the VIP room. There's always a VIP room at Rufus's parties, but I've never been VI enough. I giggle. I wobble a bit. These stupid heels are too high. I can't feel my toes. The VIP room is hazy with smoke. Lights are low and moving. There are only a few people here. They're staring at us, whispering, pointing. We come to some heavy velvet curtains blocking off part of the room. Rufus gets down on his knees and removes my shoes. Oh, fuck yeah. That feels good. A good Cinderella story would be a prince taking off some stupid glass shoe, not shoving it on. Rufus tells me to keep my eyes down. He pulls me through the curtains. It smells weird, like a swimming pool locker room. The sounds from the other side of the curtain are muffled. It's so quiet I can hear my heart beating slowly and loudly. But I also hear Rufus's heart beating. His is beating a split second after mine, so it's like a double beat. I'm sad that our hearts aren't beating as one. That'd be crazy romantic. Look up now, Rufus whispers. When I do, I realize two things. Whatever was in those drinks has stopped working instantly. And that it wasn't my and Rufus's hearts beating out of sync. I'm hearing the heartbeat of that enormous, slimy, slithering thing gleaming wetly on the bed. And then it speaks. It feels like something is squeezing my head as it speaks, as if its words have to crack my skull for them to slither and burn into my brain. Is this the one you've brought to us, Rufus? It comes willingly. I fall to my knees. I know I'm gonna puke, and I know I'd better not. In the corner of the room, I notice a big wheeled plaid suitcase. Rufus speaks to the thing or things on the bed. Yes, Your Eminence, he says, I come willingly. And it's true. Rufus never forced me. Although I'm sure I didn't choose this. Have it come forward. Rufus pulls on my hand. I stumble to my feet. Oh, the smell, though. The pain in my head. Oh, I gag. I fall to my knees again. Is it true? You come here willingly to the feast? Rufus blurts out, Yes, Your Eminence. I come willingly to prove quiet! Rufus collapses beside me. A thin, watery trail of blood leaks from his left nostril. He quiets. The claws dig into my mind. Yes! I came here willingly to prove my love to Rufus. Willingly, and yet without knowing the cost. The cost doesn't matter. How delightful. This love is a useful tool. You have outdone yourself, Rufus. This one's sacrifice will be so total, it will fill us for many weeks. Your reward will be commensurate. Thank you, Your Eminence, Rufus says, standing up and wiping the bloody snot away with the back of his hand. His smile is back, and his eyes glow like that time in Mum's apartment so long ago. Through the chlorine stench penetrate other smells. Ammonia, cat piss, sulfurous skunks, and Val's perfume? Val's been here? I notice a jumble of items at the foot of the bed. That looks like the broken locket Val always wears, and that's Yasmin's favorite clutch. The Eminence squirms on the bed. A tentacle beckons me forward. I'm fixed to the spot. Glitching again, Rufus pulls me up, and we walk slowly toward the heap on the bed. The Eminence. There are too many eyes. They speak to me, but I don't see any mouth or mouths. My head is pounding like waves crashing against a cliff. Are you ready to sacrifice everything you hold most dear? Even your life itself? Ugh. The pain in my head, in my heart, I want it to stop. Yes, I am. The Eminence on the bed swells and opens like some night-blooming jungle flower, rolling into segments, splitting into fanged petals with dark, glistening, colorful throats from which float shimmering spores of reeking, rotting chlorine smell. The Eminence pulls on my mind. The petals strain towards me. As I step forward, I clamp my hand down hard on Rufus's. He's not expecting it, so he comes with me as I rush forward to the end of the bed, where I plant my feet and haul Rufus forward. He stumbles forward, I throw out my hip, and he flips over it, bellowing in rage, and falls directly into the maw of the Eminence. Rufus screams until the petals of the Eminence close over him. At least I think that's what happens. I've been knocked to the floor as Rufus fell over me, my hand landing on something sharp which flashes with pain. Somehow, I'm through the curtains and not daring to look back. Behind me, sounds like I heard through the bathroom door back in Mum's apartment so long ago when Rufus fought for me. As I push by people in the party, I can still feel the claws of the Eminence in my mind, although they're loosening as it feasts. As I burst out into the cool, wet night, barefoot, I hear its voice one last time, almost sleepy now as it digests. I keep running. So, yeah, I didn't go back to my mom's. I was worried what I might bring with me. I was on the streets for a while, then the cops picked me up, and long story short, I ended up here with you losers. I'm doing what I gotta do here at Camp Daybreak to go home and sort stuff out with my mom. And every time I start believing people telling me it was drugs or craziness or some dream, I pull out this locket. Val's locket that I found stuck in my hand later that night. And I remember that monsters are real. Both human and otherwise.